Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another gaming and talking video. First let's see what this is. Hopefully it's a car. I'll take $125,000. I ain't even mad about that. But anyways, no, this is literally like moments after I ended the last video. But no, overall, in today's video, I wanted to talk on sneakers. I just felt like I should just do a quick video on sneakers real quick. So no, let's talk on sneakers real quick. So I don't know if many of you guys are sneakerheads, but I know that there's people out there. So at one point in time, I used to be like a hater of sneakers and stuff. I was like, I don't understand why somebody would go out of their way and spend like $300 on a pair of sneakers. Like, why would you do that? Why would you waste your money? Just for me, years later, this is the most money that I've ever spent on a pair of shoes. And that's I spent $500 on a pair of cool gray 11s. You can look those shoes up. Nice looking shoes. They're actually my like all-time favorite like sneaker model. And I have like numerous versions of the shoes, colors of the shoes. Like honestly, it's my favorite shoe. Let's see what this car is before I continue on. Hopefully it's a nice car. Maybe, possibly. Ooh. I take that. I definitely take that. I don't know who that, but shout out to that person that gave me that card. Nah, that's chill. I like that. I ain't really got no cards to give out. Dang. I'm sorry, but anyways, but no, like cool gray 11s or no Air Jordan 11s. Cool gray 11s is just the like the colorway of the shoe, but Air Jordan 11s is my all-time favorite shoe. Like to whoever my future wife is, if you want to like really do something for like my birthday or Christmas, just get me a pair of cool gray 11s. I don't even care what kind it is. Like you could get me like the women's colorway of a pair of cool gray 11s, size 10. That's my go-to. Well, 10 and a half. It's either 10 or 10 and a half, whichever you can find and whichever is cheaper. But no, I love Air Jordan 11s. And if you would have been talking to me like back when I was in high school, like, oh, what's Air Jordan 11s? No idea. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's a Jordan shoe with the 11 on it. I mean, technically that's I think it does have. I think some of them do have 11 on the shoe. I don't know, but I gotta look at the shoes again. But anyways, high school hated sneakers. I was like, the only shoes that I wore, and I know like to any sneakerheads out there, you probably gonna look at me and be like, oh yeah, I could tell that he has a criminal record. I always wore Black Forces. I don't have a criminal record, all right? Please don't judge me. But no, I didn't just wear Black Forces. I wore like Black Forces. What else? I didn't know that this was here. Converse, Vans. What are some other shoes that I wear? Yeah, I was like, those are like my go-to shoes and things. Like, I would have some occasional, like sneakers and stuff. Cause I remember my, dad, he bought me a pair of, my dad was always like buying me I guess those, I don't know what those do, but no, my dad, he was always like hooking me up with like basketball sneakers and stuff. Like I was like one thing I always will remember from like going school shopping was my dad. He always came through when it came to like getting me some basketball sneakers. There was a time though, and it was crazy because like this was before I was a sneakerhead. But I was so upset over the fact that so alright, so little story time within this video. So, and I think for those that, you know, if you're a frequent like listener to my podcast or you've watched previous videos, you already know what story I'm about to tell. But so anyways, there was a time a while like back when I was in high school. And no, freshman year when I was in high school. And so there were these Nike shoes. I had been trying to look for these Nike shoes for I don't know how long now. And it was these like red Nike shoes. I think there was like Hyper Dunks or something. They had like this black, so it was red, and they had like this black paint splatter on the back of them. I will never forget how those shoes look. And I'm like, I promise you, at some point in time, I will find those shoes, okay, and tell the world about them. And I will do everything that I possibly can to either get Nike to make me a pair, or hopefully they re-release them. I don't know. But so anyways, I remember, so my dad, he took me to it was like Foot Locker or somewhere one day. Foot Locker or Champs, one of those two stores. But anyways, he takes me there. We start looking around for shoes, couldn't really find nothing the one day. So next day, we go and bring my sister and my uncle. So my sister, for some reason, thought like she was this like fashion police person. Like she had to like criticize like any like bit of fashion that I would get. So anyways, I'm looking at the red shoes, right? And I'm like, you know what? I remember seeing those shoes before, and I'm like, I'm starting to like them. Like, that's the thing, though, and that's one thing that, you know, being a sneakerhead, you might see a pair of shoes that you don't like at first, but then you end up liking them. The reason why I say that is because them same shoes I was talking about, the Air Jordan 11s, I remember when the Concord 11s came out, and I was like, no, those look like bowling shoes. I will never buy them. I bought those shoes. I wore them in almost every weather condition possible, bruh. So, anyways, the shoes, they started growing on me. And I'm like, nah, man, I want to get those shoes. And so my sister is like, no, you shouldn't get those shoes because it looks like a gang member will wear those shoes. I wish I would have had the mind that I had now, because I would have told her, I'm like, what gang member have you seen wearing basketball shoes? Like, maybe there might be some gang members out there that wear basketball shoes, but I don't think that they will be out here looking for me. Like, I'm the most nerdiest. And when I was in high school, and I mean, it's still kind of like a similar look now, but I'm nerdy looking. I don't look like a gang member, so I don't know what gang member would have seen me and been all like, oh, he wearing Rival. No, like, them dudes would have scared me. That's something I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. So, anyways, she's going off about that. I'm like, I don't care what you're saying. I'm getting the shoes anyway. Now, if I had been making my own money and I would have seen those shoes and I bought the shoes anyways. I was like, I'm not hearing anything that she had to say. But since it was my dad, it was a little bit different with him. So anyways, she goes, I'm trying the shoes on, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting these. As I'm trying the shoes on, she's over there convincing my dad. I don't know why that car would do that, but she's convincing my dad not to get me the shoes. And sure enough, he was like, I don't think that's a good idea. We're not going to get those. The level of anger running through my body when my sister did that. So no, this is the crazy thing. So we're in another sneaker store, right? And so I see the same shoes, but just in a different colorway. They were like a silverish color and stuff. So anyways, I'm getting those ones. Or I'm looking at them and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll get these ones and stuff. So she started talking about those shoes all like, and I'm like, what, some Silver Surfer gang members or something? I'm like, honestly, no, don't even say. So I snapped on her. I just went off. I started yelling in that store and things. And she's all like, who do you think you talk? And it's funny because like I said, my uncle was there. My uncle has never seen me like angry or get loud. I think that's the one and only time he has seen me get like I honestly went into some like straight up just rage, DMX, like I was going off. I went off on her and stuff, and then she tried to like act like she's like, oh, who you think you talking to? You don't talk to me. And I'm like, man, get out of my face, for I put you in like the walls of Jericho. I'm like, don't play with me right now. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood. So I ended up getting the silver ones. I'm telling you, like, and I looked up those red ones so many different times. Like, I still look them up till this day. I'm like, and that happened over 10 years ago. So I'm like, nah, man, at some point in time, I'm going to get those shoes, whether you like it or not. If I got to spend my whole life looking for those shoes, I guarantee and I promise you I'm going to get them. And that was like I said, that was at a point in time when I wasn't even in the shoes like that. So, like, fast forward, 2016, 2017, so I started working in this job in Seattle, making good money, right? Making some really good money. I go into Champs. No, yeah, it was Champs. Because Foot Locker didn't really have like a big selection when it came to Adidas shoes. They just had like Nike and Jordans. That was it. Like, they had like other shoes, but it was like all the way at like the very end of the store, and it was like two little sections and stuff. So anyways, I'm in Champs, seeing that they had some Adidas shoes. Never had a pair of Adidas shoes, and never had a pair of like the fly knit material. Well, not fly knit material, but like a knit material, shoe and things. So, because I think fly knit is like Nike and stuff. So anyways, so I never had a pair of like knit shoes and Adidas. So I ended up, no, actually I did have a pair of Adidas, but regardless, anyways. So buy those, wearing them, mad comfortable, love those shoes, was wearing them all the time. was going back and forth like into that store, always getting a pair of shoes until the dude that was like, until the guy. So it's funny because the guy that got me into shoes, like there's a backstory even with him too, because I was like, that story is wild. I've told that story quite a few times, but so anyways. So yeah, I was like, they didn't really have like that much of a selection, because every time when I would see a pair of Adidas shoes, the guy, the dude that got me into shoes, he always would tell me like, you know, which shoes was comfortable and which shoes wasn't comfortable, and he's like, nah, you want to stay away from those, blah blah blah. So anyways, he ends up moving, and at that point in time, I was just on my own, and I had no guidance when it came to sneakers and stuff. So pretty much, I went crazy. So like, I feel like I'm okay of like blaming him. No, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna blame homie, because I'm like, if it wasn't for him, like I feel like I would have had more of a guidance when it came to shoes. I probably wouldn't have had some of the shoes that I have today. And yeah, overall, I'm like, I probably wouldn't have been so like, you know what, I feel like regardless, it was bound to happen. Like me making good money in Seattle, and then shoes only costing like what, maybe $100-$200. Yeah, I think it was going to, you know, just get into a point in time where I'm like, you know what, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and become a sneakerhead and stuff, because there was no control over it and things. And then the first big purchase, I have to say, first big purchase I made of like sneakers was when I had got a pair of Vapor Maxes. That was like the first time I bought a pair of shoes that was over $200, and I was surprised in myself, because I was like, what happened? What just? And then fast forward some time after that, them Concord 11s. So I remember I seen those shoes online, was like, I ain't gonna fool with those. Go to same store, Champs. Guys all like, oh yeah, this is the last one in the store and things. So you want them, don't? And I'm like, man, I guess I'll get them. And I got them with a pair of these like Nike pants that I ended up messing up, and so I didn't even get to have those Nike pants, but I still got the Concords. But spent $300 on those. It's all together. And so I was like, I remember I was getting ready to turn back around and be like, hey, I don't want these shoes no more, can you? But I'm like, nah, man, like let me just go ahead and keep these shoes. And no, I love them. I love those shoes. The Concord 11s. Those is like, I think if they come out with another pair of Concord 11s, I'm probably gonna buy them. That and Bread 11s, Concord 11s and Bread 11s. Honestly though, I could just get like a gang of those shoes, and I could just be fine for like with other shoes and stuff. But yeah, man, it's like becoming a sneakerhead. It was it's costly. I had to say, like, with all of the shoes. Oh, then giving away shoes. I've done that, giving away shoes and stuff. Resold shoes. Well, like more so like had sent them to like stores and stuff, and then just went straight them in for some other pair of shoes. But yeah, man, I'm like, with sneakers, it's just it's a very exhausting, thing. But I mean, the dope thing about it is that I got to like use some of the shoes for like, for an advantage of like content creating and stuff. Like I've gotten to review like a bunch of different shoes from just a bunch of different brands. And yeah, so like I'm at least doing something with the shoes. I ain't just letting them sit down, collect dust. It's like I'm either wearing them. Well, there are some shoes I know for a fact that's sitting down collecting dust and stuff, but yeah, man, sneakers, it's a costly thing to get into. Do I recommend getting into it? Maybe. I would recommend like starting off with like shoes that you're gonna like, and then just go crazy with it. But if not, then yeah, don't get into shoes, because it's a costly thing. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, pull over and stuff, call it a day with this video. But thank you, everybody. This car act like it didn't want to stop. But thank you, everybody, that stopped by today's video. Stay tuned for the next video. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off of your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.